Good evening, and thank you for viewing my weekly update. This week, I want to take a few moments to review our COVID-19 dashboard, as the dashboard is designed to be transparent and capture information about the impact COVID-19 has on our school system. The numbers on the dashboard reflect only the current week's impact, and all the individuals counted in the dashboard have been notified of their status. So I'm going to take a second to share my screen with you so that I can discuss this week's report. Just bear with me for a moment. You should see our COVID-19 weekly update, which includes data as of November 20th. So it's only for this past week, Monday through this Friday. The first number that you see on the report is 7,483, and that number is the total number of students who are attending school in person. The second number, which is 10, reflects the number of positive COVID cases among our students. A COVID-19 case is defined as an individual with a positive molecular or antigen COVID-19 test that has an active COVID-19 infection. The third number on our report is 135. That number represents the number of students who are identified as close contacts of a COVID case. A close contact is an individual who is near someone closer than 6 feet to someone who has a positive COVID case for 15 minutes or more in a 24-hour period. Those who are identified as close contacts must be quarantined as a precautionary measure. A precautionary quarantine, which you'll see we've included in our report, students under precautionary quarantine, is used to keep someone who might have been exposed to COVID-19 away from others. Quarantine helps prevent the spread of disease that can occur before a person even knows they are sick or if they're infected with the virus and don't have any symptoms. So those folks are usually referred to as asymptomatic. They actually do have the virus, but they don't feel any symptoms. People in quarantine must stay home, separate themselves from others, monitor their health, and follow the directions from our state and local health officials. We've decided to add another note to our COVID-19 update, which is this information here, highly suspected case. We included this because these individuals are also required to quarantine, but they don't have a positive case, but they are experiencing symptoms. They are defined as highly suspected cases as they are having symptoms, and then they are required to quarantine, but they do not yet have a positive case. And some of them never have a positive case. They just are experiencing COVID-like symptoms. We felt like we needed to include that number because the other students, the 134, are not experiencing any symptoms, but they were considered close contacts, so they have to be quarantined due to the period of time that elapses for the virus to develop. But this one individual is experiencing symptoms at this time. The next number represents the total number of our school system employees. As you can see, this week there were 4 new COVID-19 staff cases in our district, and we have 71 staff members who are quarantining as a precautionary measure. And please note that we didn't include this highly suspected case because at this moment, these 71 individuals are not experiencing any symptoms. So there is no one who is considered a highly suspected case. These 71 individuals were in contact with someone who has a positive COVID-19 case. And as a result, they are required to quarantine. Our COVID-19 response team works diligently to ensure we provide accurate data each week. This report that we provide is not required by any agency, regulation, or law, but in our effort to keep our families and community informed, we've elected to share the information every week until it's no longer necessary. Although we will not provide a weekly update next week, the week of November 23rd, due to the shortened week. As I stated last week, our primary responsibility is to ensure the health and safety of our students and staff. With that being said, next week, families in Newton County and throughout our nation will celebrate Thanksgiving. And it is extremely important that we don't let our guard down as we spend time with family and friends. As a matter of fact, the CDC recommends that we do not celebrate Thanksgiving or have large gatherings with individuals with whom we do not live currently. So the CDC recommends that we celebrate with our own households. Please remember, whatever you elect to do, to practice the 3 W's. Wash your hands often. And if you don't want to become a close contact of someone who is positive, you have to stay away from them. You can't be closer than 6 feet for 15 minutes or more. So please watch your distance, because remember, some of the people walking around are asymptomatic and they have the virus, but they are not exhibiting symptoms. So you could be sitting next to someone in a gathering and not recognize that they are positive COVID cases. And if you're closer to them than 6 feet for 15 minutes or more, then you've been exposed and will be required to quarantine, which is why I say watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from people. And then finally, wear a mask. You've got to wear masks so that we can protect one another, especially because we don't always know who is COVID positive. As you know, the numbers of COVID-19 are on the rise. So we need everyone to do our parts to protect each other, protect our children, protect members of our family, and ultimately our community at large. It's imperative that we take every precaution we can to prevent the spread of this virus so that our schools can remain open to serve children in person. With that said, I want to remind you that schools are in session on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Please note that our holiday schedule will see closed, we'll close all of our schools and our central office Wednesday through Friday. In addition, all of our meal service will not be operational during the Thanksgiving break from Wednesday through Friday. So everything will be closed down while the school system staff observe the Thanksgiving holiday. I wish you a wonderful weekend and a very happy and safe Thanksgiving. We look forward to welcoming everyone back to school on Monday, November 30th. Thank you and have a fabulous weekend.